Hey Chris, I was just watching your email. Just wanted to make a little video to show you exactly what the breakdown would be. I know you asked about the price, but before I give you a little price, I want to show you exactly how this entire thing works. So take this time and watch this video. So Chris, just gonna recap real quick. Hey Chris, so as we talked last time, so basically right now when you search for roofing in Denver, Colorado, you can see that, other than the new platform that's opening up here, there's the people in the ads and the maps. And as I just broke down to you, that maps is the most important place you want to be. This is where the most of the calls are coming from. And at this moment, the top company here is Premier Roofing. So real quick to recap a little bit, we remember that they're getting over 3,700 people every single month from their search engine visibility. That's if you do the math, and then usually from the video, I maybe have a little math with them. I refer to that number. Can't really think of it in my head, whatever that it would be. But then I go like, and as you know, one of the main things that Google looks at before placing business to the top is backlinks. And we spoke about a little bit before, backlinks are one of the most important things you can have in your business. And here's where I start to kind of also nail in some kind of the quality stuff, where I would mention some things at like 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 in this video I'm going to show you what our procedure is, because it can be very detrimental for your campaign, because if you do it wrong, this is one of the parts where you can actually receive a penalty from Google, meaning they can actually take you off their platform completely. Oh, and right now, as you know, where your top competitors are sitting at like 3,000-4,000 people every month, we're at like 4 people per month. So obviously the numbers are not correlating at all, and would like to raise this a lot. But to know where you're starting off in terms of your overall authority, then I do a basic explanation of domain authority and be like, this is basically what Google considers your brand strength to be across, into your entire website, right? Meaning that, from the links you have, the traffic you get, everything together is weighed into one number. And then I say, right now, Premier has a brand strength of a 14, which is good, because then I explain to them, it's not out of 100. And the examples I show, I tell them is, 100 is companies like, close to 100 is companies like Google and Apple. 70s and 80s are like, things like Best Buy and Walmart. So for a local business, anything above a 10 to, or maybe above a 20 is very strong, right? 10 is a good position to be at, and a good starting point. And we're now sitting at a 2.8. So just from even the branding standpoint, we're not going to be taken seriously. Again, does this correlate directly? Not per se. It's not like, if you have low DR doesn't mean you're not going to rank, especially for lower cities, but, it is a good indication, right? DR is still a thing. I know a lot of people say it's like nothing to even look at, but it's still a thing, right? Especially referring domains and stuff. All right, Chris. So basically, this is where the starting point is, and I want to show you what we're going to actually be doing to get you in the position we want you to be in. All right. So first things first, this is a pretty, it used to be a long list, but I've, summarized down to about, from 32 to about 7 to 8 steps. Look, in the beginning, we make sure that we take care of your website, okay? Meaning everything from your on-page, your title tags, your descriptions, your meta tags, everything that Google can see is on your website has to be presented in a certain way in line with what is needed for you to rank, right? The right signals to Google. So we portray that to Google right from the beginning. This is something that's done in the first couple of weeks of the campaign, and we'll make sure this is, even though it's considered one of the basic things, it's very important. All right. And hey, Chris, if you don't know, I'm not going to get into all of this, but if you have a question about any part of this, feel free to ask me and I'll elaborate further, right? So move on. Google Maps SEO. So this is where most of the traction are coming from, and this is probably considered the most important part of the campaign. When it comes to Google Maps, it's not about just filling your profile and having more pictures and stuff like that. That's just the basics. But after that, we go very in depth with creating more networks as only for you. Some of the stuff we do is very powerful, like networks of geographic relevancy for your city specifically. Now, many agencies may do this kind of technique, but they power up. They do it for all their clients in that city for that city, right? So if you're a local agency, maybe you have like 20-30 clients, they're all sharing this network. For your business, we actually have a different approach where we make it only for you. Now this works out because I only take one client per city, so it technically can only be for them. All right, next part, review generation. Chris, review generation is one of the biggest parts that's going to play a role here, and this is where we need your help from your side. And this is one of the things where we actually need to work like a partner, because we want to have at least one system in place. Look, right now when people search you, and a lot of people come to this page right here, which is true. Even if people are doing offline advertising, even if they're, you're just passing out flyers, people nowadays don't just look at the flyer and call. They see the flyer, they like what they see, then they search your business up on Google to see, if you look like a reputable company, then they call. We want to make sure this part looks good. So right now, you don't have a lot of reviews, but it's still a good start, and you have 2 platforms that are backing up here. We want to make sure that the main platforms that you have reviews on is showing at the top here, and your page has a lot of reviews here, so that they can, once they come to this page, there's no going back. They are going to go forth with it and make the call. Chris, you don't want to lose customers here, because you probably spent a lot of money to get them to this page. It's the last place you want them to turn away and go to another company. Along with the work we're doing on your listing, we're going to be able to put a radius. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be shown at the top for all these places, along with Denver. I mean, I forgot how I explained that. It doesn't particularly mean that you're going to be ranking all here, but what we do is make pages for each of these big cities around your area, so we can have some more relevancy for your website, that you are targeting these cities as your service, right? You're servicing these cities, right? So, okay, look, one of the most important things, as we talked about, probably a second most important part of the entire campaign after getting you in Google Maps, is getting relevant name out there. It's not just about getting you in directories and stuff, but actually getting other blogs, authoritative platforms about the industry, about roofing, that has your name being published, right? So we have a network, all right? So if you have a PPC network, just call it a network. We have a relationship with a network of sites that we have access to for our clients right from the beginning. Hey, look, one of the main things we do is get you locally, having your visibility going, and one of the best ways to do that is also within local newspapers, right? A lot of the places we syndicate your name to is regional, so this is not just things coming from outside of the country. This is very high quality, and we know it's working once you get on the Google News. All right, Chris. So this basically brings us to an end of our campaign. These are the main components of the campaign that work simultaneously. Just know that these are not, in order. They're all happening pretty much. A lot of them are, at the same time taking effect, where different members of the team are executing this for your business on behalf. And we're always, basically. So, Chris, before we used to have a lot of complicated reports, 7 to 8 pages of like charts and graphs of all kinds of things, of bounce rates. But now we keep it pretty simple, because things are, in reporting standpoint, a lot more simple than it used to be. Google has made some updates that allows us to see real-time live exactly what's going on, right? So one of the main things we recommend is call tracking. How long the duration of the call, how many people called you, how many were good leads, if your reception is answering them properly. When you scroll down here in this Insights, you can log in with your, with your Gmail to this URL. And when you go to Insights, you can see directly from Google how many people clicked this month. Right now, 102 people clicked on my client for this past month when they're looking for restaurant. We can see how many people clicked on you. 102 people visited his website directly from the maps. Now, Chris, remember, this is very valuable. Unlike even AdWords, which is considered to be one of the highest level of quality in leads, this is even higher quality than an AdWords click, because a lot of times if you run AdWords, you know that you can get misclicks and people can click on who are not relevant. But if they scroll down and they check out your site and check out your reviews or whatever, and they click on your listing and they go to visit your website, it's much more qualified, which is true in my experience. When you go up, Chris, you can see not only what how many people clicked on you and called you, but you can also see what they typed in before they came to your business, what they typed in before they called you, right? So it really completes the loop. If you know your homeowners around you are searching for your service, and you can see how many people are calling you and how many people are, going to your website, as long as these searches are relevant to your business and these numbers are going up and higher and they're consistent, this is a good indication that a campaign is working well. All right, Chris. So now the time has come for disclose what you've been waiting for, and that is the cost of implementing everything I just talked about. So to do that, we're looking at a price of $3,000 per month. We usually have a setup fee of $2,000. You can put whatever. If you don't want to say setup fee, you don't have to. I just let them know, like, hey, we usually have a setup fee of $2,000. Let's say I would say it right now, right? Before I would say, like $1,200 for the price it was or so, and then the setup fee was like $500, right? Whatever you want to say. But I let them know there's a setup fee usually, but if you were to take action before, and then I say end of the week. If it's like Monday, Tuesday, I say like end of the week. If it's like almost Friday, Saturday, I say end of next week. If it's like towards the end of the month, I say but before February starts. So right now January's saying before February starts, something like that. I don't put that much pressure. I don't say if you make the decision by like tomorrow or something like that. It sounds a little unnatural to me. For an SEO sale a little bit. Maybe it's just me thinking it, but I let them know like if you were to take that action, we like to work with people who takes fast decisions, and we see one of the our best clients are tend to be the people who make the decision pretty quickly because they know what they want, they know what we're offering, and if everything makes sense, we are a good fit as of now. You have all the information, we showed you every single thing, and basically I just go about it in that demeanor. So then I ended, and that's the video basically. And hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, about any of this, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to elaborate further, and we'll, basically leave it there. Thank you for taking time to watch that. I know it's pretty long, or I throw in a little bit of humor in the end sometimes I don't. But talk to you soon.